I mean, problems-wise, so I work in supermarket retail, so I've done quite a lot of, not massively heavy lifting, but lots of small lifting, I would say. Probably wasn't lifting in the right way, so we have this expression at Aldi where I work called Aldi back. So I, definitely had that. Not really sure exactly what it was, but I think I came to the conclusion that I needed to kind of strengthen the muscles around my back, something that I hadn't really explored before. So I guess that was one of the issues that I was having. Other than that, I say new dad now, but I've got a 7 and a 9-year-old, and I've had a gradual dad bod forming, the kind of tie around the waist thing. So I would say gradually over the last kind of like 5 to 10 years, I've been in a slow decline of fitness. So yeah, that was the major issues that I was having, I guess. So I mean, with the back itself, I was having physio from time to time. It even got to the point where I was having to take painkillers. Just doing my day-to-day job became difficult. I was doing a lot of driving. It became quite uncomfortable to sit in one position. So yeah, it was frustrating on my day-to-day life really, and it got to the point where I felt like I had to do something. So I've tried the gym before. I think the thing that I don't like about the gym is you tend to walk in and you'll have people who are, they've clearly been going to the gym for a long time. There's huge mirrors everywhere. People, you feel intimidated, I would say, straight away. And I just liked the kind of, firstly, like the room itself, how kind of small it is, blacked out windows. It feels very personal. And also so I came down here there was like a food festival on, and I'd heard of the business before then, but I just happened to see Hugo like in the doorway, so had a good chat to him, and it really just sounded like they just look for great people here as well. So it's not kind of like, I guess, your stereotypical kind of like fitness gym goers. It's people that are very similar to myself, were having like day-to-day problems, felt that they were in decline, and it just felt like it was going to be a really kind of great place to be, I guess. It's been massive to have other people here as well. One thing that I love about this place, as much as it's great when you get a one-to-one session, and obviously, for the money that we pay, when you get that level of service, it's incredible. At the same time, I equally love it when there's 4 or 5 of us in, because you have mini chats, you build mini relationships, and also these people are going on the same journey that you're going on. So we immediately have something in common, and like I said before, I think the people that come here are awesome. It's almost like Hugo and Harry are choosing similar people with similar interests, and that really helps create a sense of community. And also it just keeps you coming. I never don't want to come, even if if it's going to be a busy session. It's almost like, great, I wonder who's there. I never know who's going to be on the session, but when you do see people that you've seen before, it's awesome. And also to see how they've improved as well. I see people that started after me, started before me, and you can see their progress as well as your own is really good to see. For me, I mean, it's massive. I mean, one of the goals that I had when I first started was that I wanted to win the dad's race. So I mentioned this to Hugo and Harry, was when I went down to the primary school a few years ago, I kind of like looked around some of the other dads and I was kind of thinking, if there was a dad's race at Sports Day, I definitely wouldn't be winning. So a lot of the stuff that they've done with me has been kind of like more athletic, and that's obviously massively helped with my back as well. So really worked on strengthening my legs in particular, and I was saying to the guys the other day, that's kind of like the one area where I feel so much more kind of like almost bouncy, I guess. But that just means that I'm not having the same problems that I was having before when I'm like bending over to pick something up. I'm doing it properly now and I'm using the strength with my legs. So yeah, I think just day-to-day life in terms of my back issues, like so much less. I think the issue hasn't gone away. You know, there's obviously something underlying there, but having better strength, better core strength and better leg strength around it has just made it almost like a non-issue now, which is great. I think for me, I think most people who are on the fence have probably got that nervousness about what they've seen gyms look like before. This is something that's completely different. You do get that community feel, and also you get, I guess, a better detailed, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, they're giving you a specific service rather than just going to the gym and trying to figure it out yourself. You actually get something from these guys. They're awesome as well in terms of, like, if you have a niggle or something that's different to somebody else, you don't have to be nervous about that here. They're so good with their detail. I've seen them, you know, tweaking things for other people, making it work for them. So I think that there's the community feel. I think the price that we pay for the service that we get is incredible. You know, I know people that are paying 3-4 times the amount that I pay for similar, or in some cases like less of a service than I get. And yeah, I think it's just overall just a great place to be.